Hello. Today I had my little adventure. Um, my adventure was so little, but it was so hard for me. Anyway, I had to go to Leroy Merlin, which it's spelt Leroy Merlin, which makes me think of Leroy Jenkins, which doesn't work well. But anyway, it's a big hardware store, and I needed to get bubble wrap because although Ilona very carefully and kindly saved the bubble wrap from the paintings when they were incoming, most of the pieces there aren't going to do diddly squat. I'll use what I can, but I cut it, so it's not gonna work. But there are other uses. I'll figure it out. Anyway, so I had to go get more bubble wrap, and I'd been putting it off. Excuse me, because of the whole kidney stone crap. And so I went down to the bus stop, which is like a 1.5 kilometers down on a 45-degree angle down to the bus stop. And I was very proud of myself for getting down there and not breathing hard. And then I got on the bus and I rode all the way out the interstate on the bus. But the first bus I was on, and this is the reason I had to make this video, the first bus I was on had this flaw in its function. I'm trying to do this with a straight face. It's not going to work because I am a sophomoric idiot. Anyway, I'm sitting in the front seat because I'm just an old person and I need to know where the hell I'm going because I'm easily confused right now. And the bus driver and I kind of have a grinning friendship budding because some of the people getting on and off were kind of silly. And all of a sudden I hear this long, well, there's a story from my kids. When my son was about 5 or 6, I used to take him on bus rides because we didn't really have a lot of money, but he liked to, get out of the house. So I'd take him for a bus ride around Norfolk, Virginia, and down to the ferries. And we'd ride the ferry across the way and then back. And that was like his big adventure. And he was little. He was like 3 and 4. I'm sorry. Anyway, so we'd be doing all these little trips. And one day we're sitting on this bus, and this very large, very laden elder lady gets on the bus, sits down opposite us, stares us dead in the eyes with a just kind of angry glare, and lets one loose. Like, it went on for 4 hours. It was just horrifying. And it was, she couldn't help it, and she'd be damned if she'd let us make her feel bad about it or whatever it was. I was like, okay, honey. But ever since then, we had this thing we'd say, old lady bus farts, to indicate a certain degree of trauma, I guess. Disgusting trauma. So, sorry, the memories. So this morning I'm sitting there and having this shared grin with the bus driver who was already laughing at me because of my attempts at pronouncing Leroy Merlin. And the doors on the bus are pneumatic. And the pneumatic doors on the bus have a fault in one of the lines right above my head. So I thought this sound was coming from right behind me. And it was a freaking old lady bus fart. It was like, oh my God. This office door would close after somebody got off, and it would go. And the first time he caught me, like, with my eyes kind of going, he started laughing. And I just went, I don't know. And it wasn't until just before I got off that it was a few stops before I got off, but it was just like, holy crap. I'm on the old lady fart bus. So that was the beginning of my day. So then I went to Leroy Merlin. Leroy Merlin. Anybody who has not played World of Warcraft has no idea what I'm talking about. And I found my bubble wrap. I found some tape. And I found some trash bags so that I could rewrap all my paintings. And I have to wrap them individually and label them individually so that now I don't have to unwrap them. When somebody wants to buy them, I can just pack them up and ship them off. So that's what I was doing today. And on the way back from Leroy Merlin's, there's all these like furniture shops, and there's like a few bedding stores and you know, linens and just pretty tchotchkes for a house. And I kept thinking to myself, oh, I miss being able to furnish a house. I miss fixing a place up. And then I thought to myself, no, you don't. No, you don't. It's nice. It's fun. I do like to do it, but I can break houses and remake them and do whatever I want to them. Anyway, so I was walking back towards the bus stop, and I looked up, and it's a very commercialized area, so it's not pretty, you know, it's almost like the average American strip. It's really not so great, except there's palm trees. That's nice. And I look over, and there's a Five Guys, and I just went, oh my God, I want a bacon cheeseburger. I do, sorry, vegetarians, but I did. I haven't had real meat in a long time, a cow's age. So I ran over there to the Five Guys with all my bubble wrap and everything, and I got me a burger and a milkshake and some fries. And I ate about half of it, and I couldn't eat anymore. So I packed it up. I'll probably have it for lunch tomorrow somehow. I don't know how. I'll fix it up. And what else? And I caught the bus back home. Oh, excuse me. And then I walked up the hill. And by the time I got here, before I walked up the hill, I went to the little market down at the bottom of the hill and got a few things I need. Nothing major, but like, you know, milk for my coffee and stuff like that. Walked back up the hill. I was knackered by the time I made it up. I mean, you can see dancers glow and actors shine, artists schlep. So, long story, very boring. I'm gonna go fall down into bed. Have a good night. Bye.